Why, hello everyone. I am Sharpedo43 once again, and I'm here with another Wi-Fi battle as usual. And today, my opponent in this battle is going to be NiPPsx, now known as Mr. Talent. This was a battle that I had with him in Generation 6, I think just a couple weeks before the release of Sun and Moon as well. He was streaming and I actually managed to get a battle with him, so then this is the battle. I don't think, I think this team is actually more of a, I guess, underused kind of a team, because a lot of the stuff in this team is underused, so it's not even OU. So he didn't specify what tier it was. I think he said it was supposed to just be mixed OU or something like that. And but he brought a lot of underused mons, so I guess you can say that this is like an underused team. And yeah, before I start this battle, let me just mention how I found Nips. I found him on Twitch. And the one thing that impressed me about Mr. Talent at the time was that he was a draft league battler. Because I saw when he was battling in the GBA, and he was also doing the UCL with the King Nappy and whatnot. And then afterwards, like, I saw him streaming battles, and just battles all the time on stream, and I was like, wow, this is something very, very telling, because he does draft leagues, but unlike A Drive or Magnitude or even what's his face, King Nappy, like, all these people don't do that. They don't stream battles and take battles from people. But whereas Nips does, or Mr. Talent does, which is actually really, really, well, at least for me, that impressed me a lot, because I like battling, and I always watched I watched King Nappy for free-for-alls or for battles in the UCL. I watched A Drive for his draft league battles in the GBA, UCL, MPA, whatever he does. And Nips, I also saw him for the GBA in the UCL as well. But he, of all people, was the one that took battles on stream as well on a regular basis, which is what I liked about him. He's kind of like Tesla Mouse in the sense, because what I didn't realize about Tesla Mouse either was that he was also a draft league battler. But yeah, and he does battles on a regular basis as well. But yeah, anyways, with all that said, yeah, this is the battle that I got with Mr. Talent, and this is the first one that I have, and let's get into this. Sorry if I talked too long, but honestly, I just kind of wanted to give my opinions of how I found Nips and what attracted me to him anyways. But anyways, I'm going to lead off with Braviary, and he's going to lead off with Quigley, which is the Quagsire. This matchup is definitely not ideal, so I definitely go for the U-turn. And here, I believe I switch into Goodra. No, actually not Goodra. I switch into Swampert, because the first thing I wanted to do here was just get my rocks up. I am aware that this thing could go for Scald, as he does right here. And I do get burned, unfortunately, which was not what I wanted, but it's expected to happen. But here, what I only cared about right now was just to get the rocks up, because he doesn't seem to have anything on his team to get rid of them. So getting them up as soon as possible is always nice. So I do go for Stealth Rocks here. And then here, I thought he would try to switch out, so oh, no, I don't. He goes for another Scald after I go for the rocks, because I switched it in initially. So I took a Scald, got burned, I went for rocks, so he went for another Scald again. I take more burn damage, and then here I think I switch out again. Yeah, I switch into Goodra, which was a risky play, because this Goodra is actually a physical attacker as well. And this thing keeps going for Scalds, so it may burn my Goodra as well, and that won't be good, obviously. Thankfully, it does not burn my Goodra though. And here, I'm actually free to go for the unexpected Power Whip, because I think Goodra is very common special than it is physical. And so I went for the Power Whip. But now I missed the Power Whip that I go for, and this thing just gets to get some free damage with Ice Beam. I was gonna say Heist Beam. What the hell is a Heist Beam? But yeah. Because now he knows that I carry Power Whip, I decided to just double switch and go into Braviary so I can get some initiative here. And he does switch out like I predicted him to, and he goes into Mischief, which is the Roserade, and takes rocks damage, so I don't have to worry about this thing being possibly sashed. He reveals to be Leftovers, which discouraged me from going for Return, so instead I just go for Brave Bird, predicting the possible switch into something. Like, I don't think he has switch-ins other than Quagsire, but I don't think he's going to want to switch Quagsire on a Brave Bird, so here, he loses Roserade. I think that also, and he was trying to predict me to switch out as well. Like, to double switch again, knowing that the matchup wasn't ideal once again. But yeah, and then here I switch out because I don't want this Braviary to get scalded. It's really, really good. against the majority of his team. So here I switch into Cofagrigus, which is not a physical attacker. He does go for the Skull as I expected, and he does get the burn like I was afraid he would get on my Braviary or my Goodra if I just happened to switch that in. So right there, predicting the hacks yet again. How do you like that? That's just badassery right there. But so here, okay, here I make somewhat of a mistake. What I do here is go for the knockoff instead of going for the Will-O-Wisp. And the reason why I went for knockoff was just to get rid of the item that Quagsire was holding. However, I did not take into account that the Mega Absol would come in. So I did not go for Will-O-Wisp, and now I can't go for Will-O-Wisp because I'm more than confident. Yeah, I get a crit, but that doesn't matter. But now I'm more than confident that this is the Mega, and the Mega Absol unfortunately carries Magic Bounce, which pretty much prevents me from going for Will-O-Wisp on it. So now I have to switch out, and I think here I decide to send in Swampert. Kinda just to take one more hit. I don't know what move it wanted to go for. I don't think I see Mega Absols very often, but I was maybe anticipating a knockoff, so I just decided to sack Swampert. He goes for Fire Blast though, and I was like, what the? Special Absol? I didn't even know this was a thing. So no knockoff from this thing, which was really good actually, because I'm at the red HP bar and my Custat Berry procs, and as a result I'm able to get a Torrent boosted Scalduff right here. And the best part is that I actually get the burn myself, and as a result I'm able to take out this Mega Absol as well after he goes for Nice Beam and takes out my Swampert. So this is like a double down right here. Unfortunately though, now I have to look at his team and depend on what he's gonna switch out or send in on the double switch in. And here I ultimately decided to go, or he's gonna first go into Stompa, which is the Kangaskhan, and I'm gonna go into Lucario. And here I personally wasn't very fond of the matchup. I know I'm Sash, but I didn't want to risk losing the speed type to the Kangaskhan, so I switched into Cofagrigus. And he ends up going for the Fake Out, which once again is actually really good nonetheless, because I didn't want him to just break my Sash, because my Lucario was in fact Sashed. And on top of that, I get to get rid of the Scrappy ability too. So here I'm pretty sure that I actually get to force him to switch out this time. And I think here I try to go for a Pain Split, I think it was. Because he's definitely going to switch out now that his moves are now ineffective. And he goes into Zuba, which is the Malamar. Okay, and then here I went for Pain Split. And I guess here the problem was that I thought he was going to go into Quagsire, because Cofagrigus can't seem to do much to Quagsire. At least I thought at the time. I wasn't really thinking about the whole getting it burned and then going for the Hex here. But because I went for Pain Split and nothing more, this Malamar just comes in and just basically knocks off my Cofagrigus, which was what I was afraid of from the Mega Absol, but he actually had it on the Malamar. And I lose Cofagrigus, which is kind of unfortunate, because I could have done very well against the Quagsire, and now I don't have it anymore, so yeah. But I didn't have switch-ins to knock off, so I had to switch. So I had to just let it die, basically. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't go for knockoff too, but he did. But oh well. So here I'm going to go into Braviary and just go for U-turn, because if he switches out, I get some switch advantage. And if not, then I just take out this Malamar because of its X4 weakness to it. So here I have to show him what I send in, and I'm going to go into Lucario once again. And he's going to go back into Quigley. Now here, I think I could have just gone for some Aura Spheres here, but I didn't want to. So I switched out and went back into Goodra. I feel like as long as I have that Focus Sash intact, I shouldn't really feel the need to risk so much and actually try to go for anything crazy. So I switched in Goodra. Here at this point, I didn't really mind getting the burn on Goodra, because I mean, my Goodra's Choice Banded anyways, and I'm pretty sure a Power Whip from Goodra, even with the burn, thanks to Choice Band, I should be able to take it out. But here he's just going to switch out into Kangaskhan, and here I make a huge misplay. I go for the Dragon Tail because I did predict him to switch out into something else. But unfortunately, he didn't have a whole lot of Mons left, and I just phased him back into... Actually, I phased him into Herc, which is the Heracross. And this was not the best switch that I wanted in this case. But it's honestly Dragon Tail, and I was phasing, so it was only bound to happen. So as a result, I'm forced to switch out, sack Sharpedo, and then take a close combat, which obviously Sharpedo can't. So I basically sacked it, because I didn't want to lose Sharpedo just yet. Or not Sharpedo, Goodra. But yeah, it really hurts to have lost Sharpedo that way, because I don't like Sharpedo going down that badly. But here, what I do here is go to Lucario, and here I make another huge misplay. This misplay was actually a lot worse. This was more of a mindfuck than anything, because what happened here was that, yeah, the Sash procced, and here, I don't know what was going in my head at the time. I went for an Aura Sphere here, because I thought that Heracross was just a fighting type, so I should take this neutrally. But I forgot that it was also part bug, which is crazy. I got mindfucked there. I forgot that this thing was part bug. And as a result, I got outsped and just got close combated. I definitely should have went for Flash Cannon there, because even if it lived it, I would have been able to finish it off with a vacuum wave. But I didn't go for it. I thought that this thing was pure fighting type, and as a result, I wasn't able to kill it. And then here, I just freaking there was nothing I can do basically, because this Heracross is actually Choice Scarf, and it locked itself into close combat, which is its most powerful move. And I don't have Cuff Aggregates anymore, so I can just force it to switch out again. And as a result, I pretty much now just have to send everything in just to die, basically. This Herc really put in the work. And it's Moxie on top of that, so therefore it's just going to get higher attack. So I can't even hope for a damage roll. My man, Mr. Talent here. My boy Nips, my boy Mr. Talent. This dude just freaking late game swept me with a freaking Heracross. How do you like that? That's crazy. But yeah, that was a good game nonetheless. I mean, there was a bunch of good plays that I made. Only problem was that I misplayed very, very badly at the end, and I just got basically manhandled afterwards. But it's all good, because I like Mr. Talent. He's a pretty cool fella. But yeah, and if you guys want to check him out, I think I'll leave his YouTube channel and Twitch link in the description below if you guys want to check him out. But be nice, obviously. I would really appreciate it if you guys be nice to Mr. Talent. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and hopefully you guys all stay tuned for more Wi-Fi battles. I'm about to finish with these battles from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and then after that I'm just gonna get to Sun and Moon, and yeah, hopefully you guys are all still alive by then. But yeah, take it easy for now.